Hello ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see here, hot glue gun, hot glue sticks, little opal. We're going to have a part 2 kind of discussion about hot gluing opal in particular. So I have a PhD in chemistry, so if there's one thing I can do, it's research. And since that video, a lot of people asked me to look into using stronger hot glue. And it didn't take me long to come across a major issue. So this hot glue gun here is pretty basic. It's basically the entry model kind of hot glue gun, like $10 kind of thing. It's a 10 watt hot glue gun, and these glue sticks are like 100 degrees, a bit over 100 degrees, and this glue typically melts and works pretty fine. So it's not the strongest at all. You can get high melt temperature hot glue and a 15 watt. Well, you can get higher than 15, but 15 is basically the minimum for that. So a 15 watt hot glue gun, bit stronger, and some hot glue that actually melts at like a minimum of 210 degrees. Now, if you're an opal cutter and you're used to dopping opal, and especially if you're used to dopping opal with wax, you're already cringing at the thought of 210 degrees, because what opal is really susceptible to is temperature. So this poor little guy here has a really high water content. And water goes from a liquid to a gas pretty damn quickly at over 100 degrees. At 210 degrees, this poor little thing will most likely shatter. That's why when we're using wax and we have to warm the stone in order to get the wax to actually heat up, you're just waving it over the flame, taking it in and out, and you're just getting it to the right temperature, and then you're putting that stick on the back and bam, you've dopped. And you've got a nice little dop stone. With this hot glue, if I have hot glue coming straight out of the nozzle, and I'm glad I didn't do this even with the 100 to 150 degree kind of hot glue, if that came out of the nozzle straight onto this stone, there is a good chance that I'll cause a crack in this stone pretty damn quickly. So with the high temperature glue sticks, 210 plus, that is going to absolutely destroy many an opal. And you don't want an opal to shatter. That is the last thing you want when you're dopping. So that's the main reason I'm going to advise people not to use hot glue for opal. It may work for other stones, and I know you guys sent through a lot of YouTube videos and stuff for like Lapidary Dave and whatnot, and they use hot glue and they use it really well. They have great success with it, but they're doing stones that are not opal. And opal, you have to be careful with temperature. Temperature is one of those things that this poor little thing is not very happy with, just because of that water content. And this is talking Australian opal. This stuff is actually fairly low in terms of water concentration, unlike Ethiopian. An Ethiopian will just explode as you touch hot glue gun to it. So you've got to be really careful of that. And for that reason, I can't recommend hot glue at all for opal. And I'll probably have to go through and amend my previous video, or just delete it altogether, or at least put in a footnote somewhere saying don't do this for opal. Because I tested it with ironstone, and with the ironstone it's okay. This stuff's actually really stable, really dry, and you can see that it's nice and porous, you get a good grip. Dopping boulder is actually really easy. But if you wanted to polish this side for whatever reason, you don't want to be putting hot glue on the precious opal side, because this side will crack. It's just not able to handle heat. That's one of the things about opal. It's soft, but it's also really susceptible to heat. If you chuck this into a flame and hold it there for too long, it will end up cracking. So yeah, I thought I should make that follow up. I was going to actually buy all the stuff and use it, but looking into it and looking at the temperatures that those glues needed to melt, I think at these ones that go to like 100, a bit over 100 degrees, yeah, you could probably get away with using it on some opals, but as you could see, it didn't stick at all effectively. Nowhere near as well as I would like. So in that case, it was pretty much useless. And sure, the high heat ones might be a little bit stronger, but it's not worth it if it's going to cause your opal to shatter apart. You'll end up with a piece that ends looking like this. I mean, this is crazing, so it'll look a little bit different to that. It'll just be more defined clear cracks as it shatters, but it's not it's not going to be good, and it's going to ruin perfectly good little stones. Poor little stone like this, it's precious and you want to look after it. You don't want to chuck it in that kind of heat, because yeah, like I said, it will get significantly damaged really quickly. So just be careful out there. I'd advise not to use the hot glue. It might work on some stable pieces, but they'd have to be really stable and really sturdy. If you're going to do thin stuff, then yeah, you're gonna run into problems, I think. So just be careful. Have a good New Year's. The 2021 has started. Let's hope that it's a lot better than 2020 for all of us. Hopefully bigger and better things for the channel, and bigger and better things for you guys, and in fact, on that note, the rest of the world, because we all need to turn it around from last year. Actually, some of you are probably still in last year, so hello from the future. I'll see you in the next video.